share with us, because I know EUR Web, my outlet, we've been reporting on the family business New Orleans. So
Yeah.
can you share with us the inspiration behind this forthcoming series and how it expands upon the original storyline?
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you for having me.
Of
And
course.
yes, always a big supporter of EUR Web. You guys have been a big support of us since the beginning, you know. So, um, family business New Orleans, yes. You know what? This came to us, I believe, the series has just been it's been doing really well. We're in our fifth season of family business. And, we wanted to bring it to the South. And New Orleans was a great spot. It had, some unique, New Orleans has a very unique space to it, with music and the voodoo and all the things that we all love about New Orleans, the music, the food. And it's got an interesting world too of, it's a lot of different things going on with politics and corruption. And it fits the world of family business. All I'm just saying. It's just all of it. And beautiful people at the same time, So we it really spawned from taking a casino, there's this show, Lela Rochon is starring in it with Brandon T. Jackson, their mother and son. They're the Duncans. And so that storyline, if many people know, reading the story, she's married into the family. So that's how they become a Duncan. So it's kind of a part of the story, but an extension into it. And so, if you see shows like Ozark, Power, kind of slam those two shows together, that's what this is. Because it's definitely has but this is about a family that's above the fray. They're not doing anything illegal. They own the property. They've owned it through their generations. This is actually her inheritance from her family, from her great-great-grandmother. The slave owner gave them land before he died. And so she's protecting this land and has built up on it over time. And now she has a popular casino that everybody likes. I mean, it's not Harrah's or it's not the big ones in New Orleans, but everybody loves to go to it because it's an intimate, lovely casino run by these amazing people. And something happens at the casino that makes her have to call up on the Duncans. Well, her son calls up on the Duncans in New York to come down and help to protect what they own, because something happens in the casino that in the first episode you'll find out, and it just turns everything upside down, and everything that all the things she's done to keep this place right, something goes wrong. You know what I'm saying? And so she has to fight to keep what's hers, and her family legacy, her reputation, everything is on the line. And so that's kind of like the genesis of this story.
I just love Lela Rochon. I feel like she is a staple of the culture. We don't see enough of her. I feel like. So, how would you
Oh yeah.
describe the creative energy that she brings to a set?
Okay, nobody has ever seen her do what she's about to do. Most people see her play the lovely lady. She's always married and the soft. So if you ever see Family Business, Valerie Pettiford she brings it. If you've seen Black Hamptons, we have Vanessa Bell Calloway. She brings it like strong. It's my dog. Lela Rochon is bringing it on the same level. She is strong, powerful, just a strong leading lady role for her that a lot of people have never seen her really portray in this way. And this is her first TV show that she's ever done. So she always says, hey, you guys give me my first lead on a TV show, So, I mean, she's been in shows, but, like as the lead. So she's really carrying it. Her and Brandon T. Jackson together, they are doing it. She has her sidekick, Yvette Nicole Brown, is also a part of the family, and it's like Batman and Robin with the two of them. And then we have Pooch Hall, we have Orlando Jones, David Banner is the nemesis. He's coming after her. He's coming after what they own. So this is a really great, twisted, interesting show. We have so many people in this. I mean, I can keep going on the acting, but I really think all the different storylines people are going to love, and the twist that comes at the end is going to really bring people to a how it's a murder mystery scenario in this. So Family Business season 5 will come out this summer. And then you'll introduce Brandon T. Jackson in Family season 5. And you'll start to find out about how there's another family in New Orleans.
So, I mean, obviously the New Orleans show is going to introduce, like you just said, new characters and new plot lines. Was it challenging for you at all to find that balance between maintaining the essence of the original story while bringing fresh elements to the table for this new series?
Yeah, you know what? I love the challenge, and we all talked. I mean, Carl Weber, and who created obviously the show, and Indy Brown Jones, who's the showrunner. Both of them are co-showrunners, but they, between the two of them and myself, talking about how we're going to make this look different, feel different. It's in the writing, it's there. It's just feeling. It's like New York has its world, but it's like the South. Let's make it it's a little darker. It's a little edgier. With this, a little sexier, a lot sexier. But and so we really go for those tones and that, and the look of it will be pretty different. But yeah, we're definitely shooting it in a way that's making it a little edgier. Yeah.
And I imagine that, going back to the top of our conversation, it's set in New Orleans, like you said, in so many words. New Orleans itself is its own character, has its own personality. So will that be the city itself? How does the city itself fuel and drive the storyline?
Totally. Let me tell you, I love New Orleans. I mean, we've shot there for almost like 2.5, 3 weeks. I mean, we shot a lot of it here in LA, but a lot of it there too. And it's just got a vibe to it. I always say when you go in there, it doesn't even feel like America to me. It just feels so different than the rest of the country. Any place I've ever been. The look of the homes, the shotgun houses and all that kind of stuff, the bridges with the water. There's an essence of history there that's a little eerie at times, but the musical element to it, too. And you know what? It just feels like everybody, I think probably post Katrina, it's brought everybody together. Black, white, no matter what color you are. I feel like everybody, you go to restaurants, you go to places, there's a togetherness in a lot of places. I mean, I'm saying everywhere, but I'm just saying it feels like a lot of people everybody if there's like a love there of that town. And when you speak about that city and how people talk about that city, you want that essence to feel that essence in the show, And so the people even in the show, they love their city in New Orleans. They talk about it like this. It's like there's a vibe there that is very specific. So we definitely imparted that into the show.
So on that note, did you cast locals as extras okay, very good.
We did. We have some locals from there. We also casted some actors that are from New Orleans. Denise Boutte is in this show. Denise Boutte, she's from New Orleans. We have a lot of crew members that we hired are from New Orleans as well. So yeah, we definitely made sure we were involved.
All right, so then now season 2 of the Black Hamptons.
Season 2 is already out. It's already out. And you can check it out now on BET Plus. It's actually airing right now on BET every Wednesday. Every Wednesday it's airing right now, so you can check that out on BET. But you can definitely there's 8 episodes this season, and you can definitely. I mean, we left it on a cliffhanger for a lot of people. They were like, "What is going on?" So you're gonna get a lot of answers. You're gonna get a chance to meet their father, the Britton's father. You're gonna get a chance to meet some new people. You're gonna get a chance to see why Carolyn Britton is so tight on her business and treats things a certain way because dealing with her and her husband stuff. And then also on the Johnson side, so the show is about old money and new money and perspectives. But a big piece of the story this year is about gentrification. and you're going to get a chance to see the perspectives of the more adults in the room and the youth and how they see these issues. And it's a really interesting twist because the youth get involved and they take a real serious action about this stuff that's happening in their community. So if you're, and so as this is happening all across the country, it's definitely still happening in Sag Harbor right now. It's going on. So whoever has the highest price gets these homes nowadays, and kids are not really taking, a lot of people are not, taking on the spirit of why these homes and these towns were built the way they were. And we have a gentleman who comes into the town and he's just buying out everybody, and it's and people are realizing, and he's making the case, Carolyn Britton, you're not getting the value of your house. I can give you 2 times the value of your house. You're being undercut. But she's like, I'm doing that so we can keep these houses in these communities. Like she's giving a different perspective. Now you go over here and give this guy this house, all of this culture that we have is gone. Everything that we have, the power that we have as a community is going to go away. And so there's perspectives of it, but so we just talked on a general level of it, of the why sometimes homes are set at certain prices in neighborhoods, but then people come in, but those neighborhoods have, these neighborhoods have been around for hundreds of years, 50, 60 years. And these were places that were safe havens for us. And so to lose that history, it can get wiped out just like that. And you're seeing history is being wiped out every day nowadays in school books all across the country. So this is what we wanted to put it. Hey, you know what? One thing you can do, you can take it out of a book, but you can't take it out of a TV show. So that's what we figured we'd do it.
What other projects are currently in development at your studio? Any teasers or updates you can share with us?
You know what we're working on getting, there looks good for another season for Black Hamptons, and then there's a project called Bev is Boss based on Deb Anthony's story. Deb Anthony, the music manager.
I love Deb, yes.
So we're working on something to bring her story to the world, to show how she came from, how you can come from the hard streets of wherever. And based on, we all have curves and turns that we go through in our journeys, but you can take it and make it a positive. And that's what she did. She was in a very odd situation. And when she grew up, under a lot of situations that a lot of people are into today, that are in today. And sometimes you go left or you can go right. I think the story is going to be great because people can see how, even though she might have got in some elements, she turned that and made it a positive. And many people don't know, she really didn't. How did she break into the music business when she didn't really come from the music business, specifically like that? Like she wasn't, it just as a manager, but all of the lessons she learned as a child, high school, on and on, helped her become the woman she was. So it's kind of like, don't discount your journey. Yeah.
So Destined Studios obviously has a reputation for producing compelling narratives with a diverse cast. How do you ensure authentic representation and inclusivity in your projects?
Yes. So that is something actually that is literally on the forefront of our mind when we cast. We wanted to cast stories that we always win in, no matter how the journey is, how dangerous, how sexy, how whatever. In the end, we win. Number one. Number two, we like to cast, making sure that the look of the show is very diverse in color and tone with our actors. We're diverse in all of our roles. I mean, most of our shows, are multicultural on some level, but we always like to make sure that that we give our actors roles that they don't normally get a chance to play. To look like, or they've been typecast. A lot of people, there's a guy named Jensen Atwood. He's playing a guy in our show named Saint. You've seen Jensen in a lot of different ways. You've never seen Jensen Atwood. And when you see him, just remember the character named Saint. You will see his face, you will know him. He's so happy to play a role like this because he's never gotten a chance to play the opposite of what he normally gets casted for. So we know we love to do that with a lot of actors. We come at them, and I think that's why they take the jobs. That's why Ernie Hudson took the job. Max, that's why Ernie Hudson took this job and loved family business so much, because of the opportunity of playing a lead role where he's the man, you know? So Valerie Pettiford, same thing. She said, I love Chippy. She's just so badass. You know, she's just so strong, you know? But that, you know, so that's what we look at. And we do this also behind the scenes. You come behind the inclusivity in also behind the scenes. It's when you show up on our sets, it's a lot of females in strong power and positions that a lot of men typically are in. And that's Indy Brown Jones, our showrunner. She's very passionate about that. Our first AD. I mean, I think every lead head of department, other than our DP, is a female. And whether in Black, Latin, whatever, but she's really passionate about this. So it's all around the board, you know, that we make sure that we do we're inclusive on every level.
How do you approach the pressure, right, to meet audience expectations? Do you ever feel pressured to meet audience expectations while also, you know, innovating and pushing creative boundaries?
Okay, so you know what I always say? Just go in and do your best. What's in front of you. You know what I always look at it like, you know, there's Samsung, there's Apple, there's T-Mobile, there's all kind of phones. Samsung, I think Apple doesn't even have 30, but like 25% of the marketplace, you know? So all you can do is just make the best product you can make. There's gonna be all kind of people who don't like Apple, you know? But that's okay. You just make the best product that you can make and trust that, you know, I mean, obviously we feel like we have an idea with the audience, what we're trying to touch. Our shows are generational. You know, a lot of the shows we try to hit every audience member and hope to bring something unique to the forefront. But, you know, you just never know. I mean, hey, you know, we're doing Family Business New Orleans. Hopefully people are going to love it. I think they are. I think we have we have a sense of what the audience likes, so to say. I mean, but people change every day. You never know. You just do the best you can. Carl's stories are really great. They have a lot of twists and turns. And I think that also keep that formula going. I think it'll work. I mean, he has a very large audience that's attached to the books and to his, you know, to his novels. So, I mean, he's a 29 times New York Times bestseller. So I trust on that too, that we got a guy who knows what he's doing story-wise. So visually, it's just give him a good show, give him some actors, some talent, new and fresh, new talent, and, you know, seasoned talent, and hope the best. And you just go, you know.